Hello, Hazel.
Hello, Joe. Nice to meet you.
I'm a dab hand at this now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in as well and sharing your lovely poems with our students. We obviously shared them last week with them, so I already know they've been having a read over the week and getting very excited. It would be lovely just to hear a little bit about your background in poetry, how you found your way with this.
Yeah. So I don't know how I got into poetry or how poetry got into me. I've always written poems, and up until quite recently, it was quite a solitary kind of thing. And then about 5 years ago, I moved to Nottingham, and I was I didn't know anyone who lived here, and I was thinking what groups I could get involved with, so I looked at writing groups, and I ended up joining DIY Poets and getting involved with performance poetry, and it just exploded from there, really. So I thought it'd be interesting to see what happened if I wrote a bit more consciously, and it's been amazing.
Oh, was it something though that it had been a defined presence of your life, even though you weren't necessarily sharing it?
It was very much like I'd just write when the inspiration took, and that might be, a flurry of really loads of activity, or just like years without, and then it would come back to me. So I'd never pushed it before, and I thought, I wonder what would happen if I actually did this on purpose.
Yeah, but in terms of what did happen, did your love for it or instinct for it evolve? Did it change?
Massively, and I feel like I've learned so much more from being involved in that community of other people, like hearing other people and getting involved in performance has been really transformative on my writing, and then it changes the interaction, how you write and what you write. And being involved in that community gives you access to other people and workshops and different ways of kind of exploring writing. So I've learned loads. It's been amazing.
That's great. The performance element of it is a completely other space. It's another creative art, really, in its own right as well.
Yeah.
Has that been something that you'd expected to be doing, or was that a surprise? The performing of it, let alone the writing.
Yeah. I went, I think, to my first DIY meeting, and they said, "Oh, got this event in 8 weeks' time. Do you want a slot?" And I was like, what? So I thought, if I don't say yes now, it'll just never happen.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments where you just think, I've got to just take the leap.
Yeah.
And as soon as you got me on the stage, it was like, also just listening. I'd never really paid that much attention to performance poetry before, but it's a whole different world, really. And, nothing against for Paige. I'm happy either way.
Yeah,
but it's just it adds a different element to it.
Does it change how you write the poems as well, though?
Yeah.
When you're writing them, do you have to speak them out loud
I think I've always been into rhythms, and so there's always been a sound to it for me, because it's always been a phrase or something that gets stuck in my head and then goes round and round. So when I came then I wrote a book, and having to think about how it should look on a page in order to reflect something that you've been saying out loud and performing for months or years, and developing through that process, working out what works in that performative space, if you like, and then trying to think, how do you translate that down onto a page? So that was again another massive learning curve, because I've never really thought about that. I've written before, but I've never written for showing other people, so I just would write it how it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So it'd be really interesting to see what comes out of this in terms of them being interpreted again in a different way.
Definitely, and in a way, even as you write it, if you're writing and setting text on a page in a certain way, because that will control how it's received and the message it gives, in a way you're a graphic designer as well.
Well, yeah.
Like you're handling the space of the page creatively.
Yeah.
So it already sounds like you're solving graphic problems as you go as well. Okay, and so the poems you did offer us, the 5 poems, was there a conscientious link across them? Was there a theme that unified them?
Yeah, there's not a specific, is there a theme or isn't there one? There is a reason that I chose them together. I thought that they went together because they have the same kind of tone. They're not all on the same topic, but they all kind of interlink, I suppose, because it's about interrelationships, and there's maybe a bit of a theme of thread of love, or yeah, that sort of reflective tone, I suppose, about considering myself in relation to others and how that defines the boundaries of my own identity in a way. That sounds a bit profound, but you know.
That's good. But tone, not topic, is really nice as well, because it's the challenge would be different for our students then, is you're not necessarily working with literal imagery or things that are, you just convey what you're hearing. You have to really capture a sense of mood and something that's harder to pin down. Yeah. And I think that's a really lovely challenge in itself.
Yeah, I work a lot with metaphors and things like that. So often I'm writing about one thing and it turns out I don't always even know really that what it's going to be about until I've written it, and then I sort of read it back and I think, oh right, that's how I'm feeling. So it's kind of a reflective process. Yeah. So yeah, some of the imagery in them might be things that my brain goes to. So a bit. And
the poem or two poems that you might read to us, was there any extra insight you can give us in terms of their meaning or the subtext beneath them?
Okay, so I'm going to read two poems. One is Black Lace Weaver Spider. I wrote this poem because I heard the life cycle of the Black Lace Weaver Spider. It was like a throwaway little tiny part of a podcast that I listened to, and I just got obsessed with it and I couldn't get it out of my head. So it is about, you should look up the Black Lace Weaver Spider. It's the life cycle of the female. But really, what came out of writing that poem for me was it's about exploring instincts and whether there's inevitability in life and the relationship between mother and daughter, and loss and death and those kind of things. I lost my mum when I was really young, and so that's been kind of a recurring theme in a lot of my poems, so that's why this poem has got that kind of, some of the emotions maybe that go with that for me, wrapped up with it. And the other one I'm going to read is Stealing Fire from Heaven. I thought I'd read that one for you because it's about a very specific, exact moment in time. So this describes the exact moment of falling in love. And it was just like one of those, boom, everything changed. So I thought it was kind of nice that it's so specific. Yeah. So I'll just go.
Brilliant, thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. So I'll do them in that order.
Yeah, and no pressure. You've told us you're a performing poet now.
Now I'm like, oh, and I'm going to just, have to read them, but I'm not used to doing it in front of a camera, but here goes. So, Black Lace Weaver Spider. Black, for the darkest depths of my soul, my love for you unending. Black, for the night I lie in wait for you to consume me whole. Intricate lace, this web I am weaving, funeral lace, black with delicate breathing, I have woven my history, our tapestry, and tap, 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 I draw you to me. Without a little trepidation, this gentle vibration awakens sensation amongst a spidery congregation. An army marches, my spidery children, my black lace weavers. At long last, you break your fast, this first corpse I laid for you. Vibrations as I tremble and draw you on to feast. Feed well, and mother will serve. Farewell. One evening, my daughter, heavy with eggs, will revisit instinctual memory, consult the family tapestry to find matricide. And as is natural, filled with birth, she will gaze at death, don her mother's funeral lace, threaded throughout and woven within, and just as sure as history repeat, well, just as sure the children must eat. Black, for the darkest depths of her soul, her love for them unending. Black for the night she lies in wait for them to consume her.
Thank you.
So I'll take you from that dark, dark moment into a bit more of a happier time. This is Stealing Fire from Heaven. Sharing secrets in the darkness, we reeled off a list of guilt and shame, all the lies, mistakes and pain. Emptying our own Pandora's box, we found that in the bottom there remains hope. We hold it carefully in our hands, equal parts confidence and desire. A gentle resection and dissection occurs, our hopes aligned. Giggling at the enormity of our honesty, we peeled back layers of vulnerability. And beneath all this, it is love we find. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
That's lovely.